This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the CEO of Hertz Lithium, a new lithium play for our audience, Mr. Cal Malhi. Cal, how are you today?
I'm good, Gerardo. How are you?
I'm well. Listen, you and I had a chat, an off the air chat, I think a couple of weeks ago. And obviously we have, some mutual holdings and mutual positions that have done well for us. And so I definitely want to talk all things Hertz Lithium. I think it's an interesting company. There's some interesting technology that the company's tapping into. And you have some assets that I think definitely merit a discussion. But before we get into that, I would love to get a brief introduction for those not familiar with your background and just kind of how you got into the lithium space. Because I think, it's better lucky than good sometimes. And I think you've been a bit of both here in the past couple of years.
Yeah, no, Gerardo, I think the success in any business is always people that you get involved with and also what you do with the contacts and the opportunities. So I've been very fortunate. I've known Jody DeRouge for a long time in the market, so we've done stuff. And I got involved with Jody on Patriot Battery before they started hitting at Corvette. So we're lucky we're positioned in Patriot Battery through an investment issuer that I have listed on the venture called Colored Ties Capital. So we own about 1.8 million shares of Patriot. In that, I also own Patriot personally. But I've been privy to what Patriot's done, what the lithium space has done over the last 2 years. And as you know, it's about one of the few mining sectors that's alive. So we're fortunate to be involved heavily. We have a big position in lithium in James Bay, as well as holdings in Patriot and other investments through Colored Ties. But with our knowledge in lithium, we acquired a project in the Arizona pegmatite belt in 2021, and that's since become Hertz Lithium, and we're now working aggressively on our Hertz Lithium Arizona pegmatite belt.
Tell me about why Arizona and what it is about that pegmatite belt that attracted you to the region.
Gerardo, we wanted to be systematic in, we are very heavily vested in James Bay, but we wanted to look outside and find something that was closer to the end users for lithium, wanted it to be something that's in a mining-friendly jurisdiction. And we didn't want to look for a monster deposit that would take years to become a producer. Even a small deposit in that area where we are, which is in Arizona, it's close to infrastructure. It's along what's been demonstrated to be a pegmatite belt. It's known as the Arizona pegmatite belt. And we acquired a property there that had been worked in 2016 before the last lithium financing dried up. And we were able to acquire that based on those merits of the property being close to end users in infrastructure.
Walk me through how you view Hertz, because I mentioned this patented technology, and you have some partnerships there that I think are pretty significant, right? Penn State University is pretty well known to anybody that pays attention. And I found that aspect of it, the partnership to develop the patent pending lithium processing technology. Tell me how you view Hertz. Is it two parts, like one part technology company, or do you view it as a traditional lithium play that happens to have this other branch to it with the technology patent?
Like I said, Gerardo, we want Hertz to be a near-term producer of lithium, so we're not targeting a monster deposit. Our Lucky Mica project is developing very well. We've got some neighbors that are listed on the ASX, and funny enough, our surrounding property is owned by a company called Patriot Lithium. No relation to Patriot Battery, but they're Patriot Lithium listed in Australia. So the name Patriot has been good to me. And they've been discovering lots of good things on the ground around us. We've just hit the ground on our Lucky Mica project this week, and we're getting excellent reports on our ground. So the Lucky Mica project is the target for us to define, a 10 to 15 million ton deposit with a quick to market. And we followed that up with partnering with Penn State. And our partnership with Penn State is to perfect lithium extraction technologies from hard rock lithium sources.
Walk me through what the second half of this year looks like for Hertz. It doesn't sound like you and the team want to waste much time. It sounds like, as you mentioned, you're hitting the ground running and you're really looking to drive Hertz, not just higher in terms of share price and market cap, which we'll talk about in a second, but in terms of just advancement towards that production goal that you stated.
Yeah, Gerardo, we're a little bit different beast than a lot of junior lithium companies, which are usually starved for capital. We're kind of fortunate. We have a good start with our Patriot Battery wins and some of our other wins, but we're also funded by my private company, which is Bull Run, as well as Colored Ties Capital. On top of that, we have a very strong relationship with Canaccord Capital, who did our IPO raise, and we just started trading 2 months ago. So unlike a lot of companies that are starting out, we do have access to capital, and we believe we've got a start in the lithium sector with our Lucky Mica project, as well as our license to develop extraction technologies with Penn State. And with that start, we've just started trading. Like I said, 2 months ago, we did our IPO at 12.5 cents. We're trading around 30, and we plan to leverage that going forward. And we started with good results from our project, as well as our neighbors, Patriot Battery in Australia, on our surrounding property. So everything is looking good for aggressive results from Lucky Mica, as well as with Penn State.
How is the share structure? I understand you have roughly just under 31 million shares outstanding, and I think just under 50 million fully diluted. Is that correct?
Yes, and again, our share structure is different than a lot of startups. We're able to fund a lot of our high-risk capital without having to dish out 10 or 15 cent stock. We funded Hertz with Bull Run Capital and Colored Ties, and Canaccord Capital providing a lot of the seed capital. So our share structure is, as they say in the industry, very tight. We don't have a lot of stock sprinkled on the street. And we're all vested in this deal to make Hertz a strong lithium company going forward. So our structure really is intact right from the day one, right to now. And our IPO was very much an invite-only kind of a scenario.
Well, you have a tiny market cap, roughly 11 million Canadian. Walk me through the next couple of catalysts that, shareholders and our audience can expect, people that are newer to the story.
Gerardo, I was at a Canaccord conference in Palm Springs where I met a lot of Australian lithium guys that are Canaccord as well as non-Canaccord. And we actually have a lot of appetite to get involved in our projects in Arizona, as well as the Penn State. And I think we can use our capital structure to grow Hertz Lithium. And we're currently looking at other projects to help complement what we're doing. And unfortunately, I can't, guarantee anything will come of it or speak too much. But I think we're going to be able to leverage our strength in the capital markets and this great start that we have with Hertz and make Hertz a very strong lithium concern and be based strictly in North America and not be subject to some of the political issues that come from outside of North America.
You're well capitalized. You have a good structure. You have capital markets experience. You're in a belt that has, his good historic results, but is relatively unknown, I think, to a lot of people in the lithium space. And, you have this partnership with Penn State that I think is going to prove really, really beneficial moving forward. Cal, it's an absolute pleasure having you on. Anything else to add?
Gerardo, I think anybody that's in the lithium space, if they can attach themselves to Patriot Battery, is a good thing. And I've been fortunate. I was involved in a deal called Patriot One back in 2019 that reached a 700 million market cap on a concealed weapons deal. So I was fortunate to get involved with Jody on Patriot Battery. And funny enough, I've been followed on our Lucky Mica project by Patriot Lithium. So we're riding the Patriot name big way into lithium, and now we want to turn Hertz into a big lithium play. So we're kind of in a very good position in the lithium space, and we've got a very strong shareholder base and the capital markets access.
Looking forward to having you back on. Looking forward to seeing the progress. Thank you so much for your time today.
Okay, thank you, Robert.
Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.